Fortnite is diving into its most boring point in history, and in turn, it's at its lowest point since like January of 2018, 2 years ago, before Ninja played with Drake, before its all-time high summer 2018 with the Summer Skirmish. That little blue point is how many channels are trying to stream Fortnite on Twitch, and the green bar is how many people actually want to watch it now. This isn't just a Fortnite is dead video, because I don't think it's dead yet, and it's definitely not just like a whining or complaining video, but if Epic wants to save this game, they have to make some changes. I asked you guys what you thought. I looked at the pros and what they thought. But when even your most positive players and content creators like Luke the Notable say the game is bland right now, it's stale, every loadout is the same, and that he doesn't even have motivation to play Fortnite right now, you know there is a problem. By the way, go follow Luke, steal his profile picture so he can get verified on Twitter. But we all know there's a problem, so click like and subscribe. Use code thatdenverguyYT in the item shop if you guys want to type that in. And here are the top 10 things Epic can do to save Fortnite in 2020. Before we get to number one, let's do a quick giveaway for 2,000 V-Bucks. Hit like and subscribe right now. And to enter, leave a comment telling me if you like Fortnite right now and why. And let's get into it. Number one, let's get this out of the way. We need an FOV slider. It's time, Epic. Your explanation of keeping it fair between all different platforms went out the window with controller aim assist and building and editing sensitivity settings, plus the motion sickness thing. Like, did they want us to actually believe that? That was proven wrong a long time ago, that the default FOV in Fortnite actually causes more motion sickness. And either way, what's wrong with giving people an option, because we know what feels best for us. When you see what higher FOV looks like, you can't help but want it more. So Epic, do what games of the 2010s were doing for years now and bring us an FOV slider in 2020. Number two, any kind of new content. I understand we didn't behave the best in 2019 whenever you try to add new stuff in the game, but there is a way to do it. Let's bring in new content, but let's not make it break the game and be extremely overpowered. Let's bring in new items and vehicles. Let's test them out maybe on a test server or even in creatives and custom games. But then let's adjust them before we bring them into the game and especially competitive play. There is a way to do it. Do not make the community freak out. We just need new content. It doesn't even have to be weekly or every other week, but we miss having new guns to shoot and new consumables and new locations to help make the game feel fresh and new again. Epic, streamers and YouTubers are leaving your game, and when they leave, interest and hype on your game leaves also. You know this already, so please hear us and save us content creators, because as much as I would love to go back to teaching someday, I like covering your game as my job for now. A lot of us love Fortnite, we just want the game to last a long time. I will say, Season 2 is amazing, but I'm missing new things, and hit like if you guys agree. Number three, bring Syphon back. Listen, Season 8, Syphon gets added to all game modes. Also Season 8, Epic removed Syphon, and of course the community lost it, but when even Ninja said,
the shield upon killing people and the health upon killing people in solos, duo squads, I mean, boy, I really want that back. I think everyone wants it back.
Well, that's when you know you may be messed up. But at the same time, Epic came out later and said that Syphon in the game actually made people play less. And at that same moment, everybody kind of went, okay, I can see how keeping the best players at full health and shield and mats all the time could be kind of bad for new players. And even though some people still whined about it, most of the sensible people were like, you know what, that makes sense. We love it, we miss it, but we get it. But now here's the thing, skill-based matchmaking exists, so anything that was a problem with new players getting destroyed, it shouldn't be a problem anymore. Getting third-partied is a huge problem though, and a reward of 50 health or shield and some mats for finishing a kill would be perfect now to survive to the next fight. Honestly, the other option right now is just never fighting and then camping all game so you don't get third-partied or lose your health and mats, which I'm not gonna lie, this is a great strategy now, because there is no point in being aggressive anymore if you're trying to win, since kills don't really matter at all, besides making us, feel good and getting a little experience. Either way, Epic, it is time to bring it back. Number four, aim assist changes. I'm almost scared to even mention this one, but listen, aim assist needs a rework. Example one.
Yeah. Oh, yo. I just got beamed. He's rushing me. He's rushing me. He's rushing me. He's actually rushing me. I have no idea why. Yo.
Oh. 25 blue, another one. He's right in the middle of us.
Yo, chat, let's go on Twitter. Let's go on Twitter. That was 72
hours.
That was unknown, killing 72 hours in mid-air that fast. Example two.
Ew.
Are you seeing the problem yet? Example 3. Okay, how about now? Are you seeing the problem? Okay, last one.
That actually works.
Okay, I think you guys get the point, but 2 things I want to make sure you know right now. Number 1, very important, aim assist on console isn't the problem. It's aim assist on PC. And number 2, I know clips can be cherry picked and stuff, but honestly, I have like 20 to like maybe even 50 more clips of this particular aim assist being broken. I might just play it in the background, but I get the mouse and keyboard has a ton of advantages too. Like people say we can use our whole arm and stuff. So I'm not saying like aim assist is bad. I'm just saying it might need to be reworked for controller on PC. No recoil, snaps to head, stuff like that. Like when Bugha and Tfue can use controllers for like the first time ever playing in Fortnite and dink people through trees and dominate with it, you know there might be a problem. So for 2020 Epic, let's get these balanced out. Number 5, mobility. We're talking bringing quads back, bringing launch pads back. I don't even care. Bring the mechs back too. No, I'm just kidding. Chill out. The slipstreams though back at the end of chapter 1 were terrible, so please don't bring those. Those things single-handedly made third-partying one of the worst problems in the game, no matter how fun they were to move around on. Like if you fought underneath or near a slipstream, you were going to fight until either you won or you died. So we want some mobility. Please, again, nothing crazy. Literally even just one land vehicle would fix everything. No rockets on it, no guns are needed. Just like a 4-person Jeep would be amazing. What else do you guys want to see for mobility in 2020? Number 6, customization. And I'm talking especially crosshairs here. Every time snow is on the map, I literally cannot see my crosshairs. Every competitive game out there has given people the ability to change crosshair color. I used to change it all the time in Counter-Strike when I played that like half of my life, but what is it with Epic not wanting people to set their game the way they want to play it? Why are they so against this? Is it still the level playing field thing? Well, then changing the color of your crosshair would still make it level because everybody would have the ability to choose what they want and what works best for them. In fact, some people might be better with just plain white crosshairs now so that they're actually at an advantage to some people who can't see white crosshairs as well. So bringing custom crosshairs would actually be more fair, right? Somebody please tell me that made sense. But I do understand no stretch res, it's ugly, nobody wants to watch it, but then it goes back to the FOV thing again. Just let us use what we feel works best for us without you telling us what you think is best. When I play a game from like 2009 and it has an FOV slider and it's like practically a cartoony, non-competitive kids game, tell me why Fortnite shouldn't have one of these as well. It just doesn't make sense. And I don't know how we got back on the FOV slider thing, but that's just how dumb it is that we don't have one yet. Number 7, custom matchmaking settings. Okay, this is a big one. I'm streaming, I'm hosting customs. Well, we can't play arena with Syphon because it kicks me out of spectating after like 2 minutes. So we play normals and all I can do is follow one person around the whole game. That is the extent of what Epic gives to us to host some fun creative custom games and stuff. Like so many big streamers and content creators are being limited in hosting tournaments and fun events because we can't actually do anything with a spectator system. And I get it. It's like it's a lot on the back end. I understand, but it's possible and it's needed. A company this big would have no problem doing it. It's not like this is like a tiny dev company because even honestly, they have done more with spectating systems than Epic, especially Epic in the last month or two. A Christmas break was one thing, but to take like almost a month off and what did we get like in the last month and a half? The Christmas Lodge was cool and we got free stuff, but listen, the game itself has to be fun and fresh again. Not just like free stuff that most of us won't use more than once. We need something in the game that will save it, and giving everybody the ability to host custom games where we can choose maybe what guns are allowed, what people can fight each other, or when people can fight each other, a live spectate system, ability to rewind or like go back to live. It seems like it's asking a lot, right? But Epic can knock this out in a week or less with the size of their team and would add a ton to the game. Let me know what else you'd want to see from Epic in customs. Number 8, end over building. Look, this one is going to be controversial and you might hate hearing it at first, but let me explain. We need to stop overbuilding. I don't mean stop building. I mean stop even the worst of players being able to spam an entire box of protection in half a second. Everybody says they want old Fortnite back? How many times have you heard that the game is different now? This is why. Spam building is why Fortnite feels so different now, and why greats like Shroud and Dr. Disrespect never will stick with it. Nobody used to spam build, and you OGs remember this, but we had to click or hit a button every time we wanted to play something. Fortnite used to be a shooting game with an awesome, unique building mechanic. Now it's a building game with a shooting mechanic. Some like that, some do, I get it. But look at any numbers out there from Google Trends and YouTube Trends and Twitch viewer numbers. The game is going down, and it has been since the moment turtling got big. I want a gunfight. I want to shoot and trade shots. What I don't want is to pickaxe walls and place stairs inside of a box and rotate them every single fight. It's not unique. It's not fun. It is high skill. I do admit that, but chess is high skill too. And I don't want to watch that on Twitch every day either. Bring back more careful building you need to think about instead of just spamming. Even though endgame scrims and tourneys look cool with all the tunneling and turtling, people are watching it less and less, and it's always the same. Every endgame looks the same. Epic knows this too. This is why they made rocket launchers and grenades so much more prevalent. They realized that the one thing that made this game unique and amazing is the one thing that's going to bring it down in the end. We all love the phase sways, the creative builders, the retakes, but what's the actual best part to watch of any fight? The shooting, not the pickaxing, not the tunneling, even though of course it leads to the shooting and fighting. The actual fight itself is what makes any shooting game fun. If you don't believe me, then listen to my last point on this. Imagine a game where all you can do is build. How long would you stick around in the game and play it if you could only crank 90s and tunnel and turtle? No shooting, just building. Now imagine a game where you can only shoot and not build, like 99% of the other shooting games out there. Which one of these would you want to play for the longer amount of time? So in the end, the building is great. It's what made Fortnite. But in the end, if you can't find a way to prioritize shooting and letting people just gunfight, you will lose your game, which is what we're seeing now. If I'm wrong in any of this, just let me know what you think down below. Can't wait to read your comments. And yes, I do. I read comments all the time. So let me know what you think. Number 9, trios. Widely agreed upon as the best competitive mode is that we need trios tournaments, and we especially need a trios World Cup. It's less RNG, it's more skill, it's less chaotic than squads. Duos and solos are good, no doubt. But the dynamic of 3 people playing together and watching a 3v3 fight versus a 2v2 fight is that much more electric. Solos is good to keep around. I'm not even saying get rid of duos, but trios needs to be in the World Cup in 2020 if Epic decides to even have one. We don't have an announcement yet. With my luck, we'll get one right as I'm making this video and can't redo it or something, but we need more trios. Leave solos in just because one person taking it all like Bugha would be amazing, but there's something about watching a bigger team work together and all contribute, and not as big of a team, not too big of a team like squads where 4 people, it's almost just too chaotic, but 3 seems so much more strategic. Like Bugha, by the way, he was the superstar of the World Cup, right? But whatever happened to Aqua and Nyrox? It's so weird. They just like fell, I can't say fell off. I know who they are. They're still very talented, but they never got the attention that Bugha did. I don't know why, but I will ask this. Was it because they were a duo and not a solo? Bugha was on late night shows. His stream brought in tens of thousands, and Aqua and Nyrox, they just about like disappeared from the public eye, albeit insanely talented players. Who knows? Maybe they're completely unrelated, but how awesome would it be to watch a group like Tfue, Cloaksy, and Scoped or something versus just watching like Tfue and Cloaksy, or like Mongrel, Benji, and I don't know, Clicks versus somebody just like Mongrel and Benji. Either way, it's just my opinion and the opinion of a ton of others, but I hope we see trios in 2020. Last one, number 10 on the list. And before I say it, remember to hit like and subscribe because you have no clue how much that actually helps these videos out. So honestly, if you don't want to sub, that's fine. I don't sub to a lot of people either. I get it, but hitting like helps massively. But the last one on this list is PC building and editing sensitivities. This is the only one on the list where I don't really care a ton for it. I felt like I should speak on behalf of the tons of like PC pros that see controller players have this option and not be able to get it themselves. Would it be fair though? Like, do PC players already get too much of an advantage, whereas aim assist is the only advantage console players have? Either way, it's kind of a strange thing for Epic to like give it to one class of people and then just not to another class, all while preaching being on the same level in fairness. I wouldn't mind personally seeing it, and I am all for customization options. Honestly, the more the better. But that is it from me, guys. Catch me live on Twitch TV for customs and Zone Wars or just some random games. Come say hi, and I will see you guys in the next video. Love, Denver.